Let's have some more fun with geometry. Let's go into the geometry. Today we're going to look at labels, locking. We're also going to look at animating, measuring, and possibly even looking at table of values. These are some more advanced features of the ClassPad. Let's start out with making a quick triangle. Let's make a isosceles triangle. So we'll choose that and tap. Makes a quick isosceles triangle that fills up the entire screen. Let's take a look at style. Let's change the style of the triangle. I want to change the colors to make this really stand out, make it more noticeable. So I'm going to go ahead and select all three sides of the triangle. We'll go to Edit. We're going to change the style. We can change the character color by choosing Character. We can go with Cyan. We can change the plot type. We've got a thin line currently. We can go with normal, or let's go all the way to thick. Line color is currently black. Let's go with a red color for that one. And finally, area color. Once you have an entire solid figure selected, you have a triangle in this case selected, we can go ahead and color the inside of that green. We'll hit OK, and we'll hit OK again. So what you have here is a nice highlighted Christmas tree looking triangle. The characters were not changed because we had not selected the characters, so let's go ahead and select all 3 points. Let's change the look of the characters. We'll just go to Style. We'll change the character color. Again, we wanted to go with cyan, so we'll say OK, and we'll go OK again. So now there they are. It's hard to see them. On the small screen, on the bigger screen, you can see those are indeed cyan. If you grab your hand tool, you can move the entire picture around the screen. Let's go ahead and clear the screen here. That's changing the basic style. We'll go ahead and make a new selection. This time let's turn on the background grid. Tap it 3 times. Now you have a background grid. Let's go ahead and make the grid paper on there. Makes it look like graph paper. We'll move the center. We'll grab our hand tool and we'll move that around. Let's come back and use the selection tool. Again, we're going to make a quick triangle. There's your isosceles triangle. Let's do something called locking. We're going to lock certain parts of this triangle down. I want to lock point B down so that it doesn't move. In order to lock point B down, I'm going to select point B, use my over arrow to get my measurement tool, and it says currently point B is at 3,9. So 3 units over, 9 units up. You have the lock that is currently unlocked. If you tap the lock, it turns blue, and now it's locked. What that means is point B will remain at point 3,9. To show you that worked, let's tap A, tap and hold A, and we'll move A. Let's see if B moves. Notice B has not moved. Let's try moving it by moving C. So we'll move C way up. Again, B stayed at 3,9. Again, let's try moving A this time. We'll try moving that over here. B stays where it's at. Let's try moving B. B is locked. Nothing I can do. We'll move B. Let's bring A closer to C again so we can see the entire triangle. When you select B, you'll notice it jumps right to the lock and it shows you that it's currently locked in place. If you want to be able to move B, unlock it. Now you can move it. You can also do this with segments. Segment AB can be locked down. Tap in a clear space. Tap and hold A and see what happens. Notice your triangle is changed, but what has not changed is the length of AB. So AB remains the same because AB is locked. Let's go ahead and move this triangle back up again. I'm just going to tap and hold the segment and move it. Let's unlock AB. You can also lock angles. Select 2 sides. Notice the angle measurement comes up. You can lock that one or unlock it. The other thing you may have noticed is as soon as you click on 2, you get the angle measurement between AB. Now let's construct the supplement of angle ABC. So we'll just grab the down arrow, select the supplement. Now what you have there is the supplement of that angle. The next one asks a question: is this an isosceles triangle? The answer is yes, and it's locked because that is what we constructed. And next we have distance. So we have distance between A and B. So this segment AB and BC, how far apart are they? They're not, because they intersect, so that 0 means these two intersect. We'll tap on some clear space there. Let's just tap on point A. Let's see what else, or point B, sorry. Let's see what else we have. We can actually change that label. So if we don't like it to say point B, let's say you want to call it point H. Pull up the keyboard. Pull up your alphabet. Uppercase, let's make that letter H. We'll execute that. We'll put our keyboard back away. And now, there you have it as point H. Other things I can do, if I select all 3 sides, you get the area of that triangle, or you can get the perimeter of the triangle. If you would like to bring the measurement into the picture, simply select it, drag it down, drop it, now you have your perimeter. The pin, if you tap the pin will actually lock in place, so the pin will lock that measurement in there. But now, if I tap A and move A, notice your perimeter changes. Again, let's pull up something else. Let's look at the area. Select all 3 sides, select the area. I want the area to show up also in my picture, so I bring that down right underneath the area there. So I've got area and perimeter. Let's grab point H, move point H around. This is a good time to let's fill out the area and the perimeter. Remember how to do that. Select all 3 sides. We'll go to Edit. We'll go into Style. We'll change the line color. We'll go with red. We'll change the area. Let's make it stand out. We'll make it yellow. Tap A. Let's drag A. Notice everything is changing. Alright, now let's do something different. Let's do a quick animation. One of my favorite animations to do is to start out with a sine wave and put a tangent on that sine wave and watch the tangent move. So let's go ahead and create our sine wave. So we go ahead and type in a function. The function we want is sine, so we're going to go back into trig. We'll select sine of x, close that and hit OK. There's my sine wave. I'm going to bring this up more towards the center, so grab the hand tool, move it up, grab the selector tool. Now this time I want to do a tangent, so I'm going to select my sine wave, come over here, grab the tangent, and I'm going to tap where I want the tangent to be. There you have it. There's my tangent A on that sine wave. I'll tap on some empty space. Animations are really simple to do. What is it you want to animate? I want to animate A, and I want to animate it on the wave itself, so on the sine wave. Select the 2 pieces that go together. It has to make sense, and they have to go together. If they don't go together, if they don't have a relationship, you're not going to see much in your animation. We'll go to Edit, Animate. We're going to add an animation. That's all there is to it. Now let's play the animation. Tap on some clear space, Edit, Animate. We're going to go once. There you go. Now A is being animated, and you'll see the tangent riding right along that curve. Let's see what else we can do with that animation. We can replace the animation if there's a different animation you would like. We can trace. Tracing the animation will actually leave a line behind. We'll go once. You don't see much right here because it's tracing point A as it goes along, so it's actually creating a mirror image copy of this curve. You can go to and fro, which just lets it keep going. You can repeat. You can replace the animation. Let's say you wanted to watch the slope of this line change as it goes from one place to another. Let's select the line. Let's go over to the measurement table. Currently it has the equation. Tap down. Find the one called the slope. Looks like rise over run. And you notice you have a table. If you tap the table, what it does is it starts creating a table of values. The other thing I want to add to this table of values is this point itself. So we're just going to add that to the table. And we're going to go ahead and edit and animate once. We have to let the animation go once so that the calculator can collect a series of data points. Once it stops, we're going to go ahead and add those points to our information. So we want that X and Y coordinates. We'll tap them and there you are. Now what's really nice is I can take the X and the slope, drag them and drop them, and now I have a sine wave that's going sideways. So let's move these around. What I want to see is I want to see the tangent. Select the X, edit, let's move it to the front. Select the slope and your X, drag them and drop them. Now what you have is a second curve. Let's go ahead and resize the window. I'm going to get rid of that curve there, so I'll edit and I will delete it. So I have my original sine wave. The second wave is actually a cosine wave. So now you have a relationship between the sine and the cosine, and it's all based on data that you collected. Let's go ahead and clear all. I'm going to change my window one more time. Let's look at some of the centers of a triangle. We'll start out with a regular triangle. Let's go with the angle bisectors today. So we'll select two sides. We'll select the angle bisector. Select another two sides. Angle bisector. And I'll let you take one guess. When I select the third set of sides, angle bisector, you get the point of intersection there. Let's make that point of intersection highlighted. We'll select any two and highlight the intersection, point D. Let's highlight point D and change the name of it. We know that's the centroid, so let's go ahead and call it the centroid. I'm going to pull up the keyboard and we'll say that's going to be called the centroid. Execute that, come back here, we'll resize the window and put away the keyboard. There's your centroid. Last thing we'll do is let's make these things stand out. We'll make the angle bisectors really pop. We'll go ahead and select all three, change the style, make these normal, and we'll change the line color to red. Okay, let's change the name of that centroid. We're going to make that stand out. We'll go ahead and select the centroid point. We'll select the style. We'll go with the color. We'll go with a nice blue. Graph plot is mixed, but that's okay. And there we have it. So now we have some attention being drawn to the fact that this is the centroid of that triangle. Those are some of the basics and a couple of more advanced features. I hope you enjoyed it.